Welcome back. In this video, we're going to teach you a few signs that are going to help you do a better job of selling to your deaf customers. You may be selling clothing, real estate, a car, whatever it might be. This video is going to help you do a better job of supporting, communicating, and working with those deaf customers. Let me give you a little story that'll give you some context, at least in my growing up. If you're new to the channel, I'm a CODA, a child of deaf adults. That means both my mom and dad were deaf. I'm also the oldest child. So I had the opportunity, quite young, when my dad would go and try and buy something. Let's say he was buying a new car. He would bring his young son, 6 years old, 8 years old, 10 years old. It doesn't work so well when you're a teenager because then the salesperson just thinks you're being a stupid kid. But as a young, smiling, young kid, my dad would bring me to the salesperson's office. He would sit me on the salesperson's desk and he would begin to negotiate with that salesperson for that car. So we'd go back and forth with dad signing to me and me voicing or translating to the salesperson rejecting the offer and me signing back to my dad and back and forth and back and forth. And you know what? That was almost every salesperson's nightmare. It was one of my fondest memories of my father and growing up because it was a chance for him to be in the driver's seat for a change, where he could use language to his advantage. And we would almost always get the better price on the car because he would continue to work, I would continue to translate, and it's pretty hard to argue with or to challenge an 8-year-old kid who's translating for you. Anyway, fun stories and some great memories of my deaf culture. So let's begin. Let's talk about some terms that are going to help you support a deaf person in sales. All right, here we go. Let's do the first one, cost. Cost. I'm going to use my non-dominant hand like this. I'm going to make an X like this. Cost. See how it just hits that palm there? Cost. This is also the sign for charge. So if you're going to say that thing, that car, that clothing, those glasses, how much do they cost? Cost. How much? Cost. How much? They may ask you that. How much is that thing? Going to point at it? Cost? How much? How much does that thing cost? Let's talk about paying for it. You might pay for it with cash. Not only you're thinking this is a C, but also think of this as a stack of bills. Cash. I have cash. I can have a credit card. Or some folks, I've seen it with a thumb up like this. Okay, a credit card. This really takes you back. If you're older, you remember the days when we would take credit cards into a transaction machine. You'd set the credit card in, place a credit card slip that had carbon paper in it. Wow, that's really old for some of us. And you would move it over the credit card. For you younger kids, that's why your credit card had raised numbers to make an imprint on that. So the sign for credit card, credit card, credit card. We have cash, we have credit card, okay? And now in today's environment, we have Venmo. Venmo, I haven't seen too many signs for it yet, so Venmo is still finger spelled out. V-E-N-M-O. Venmo. V-E-N-M-O. So the next question might be O. How much do you owe? This is O. Take that flat hand again, thumb outstretched. Okay? Your index finger, O. Okay? How much do I owe? That's the sign for O. How about borrow? You're going to take two K's like this. To borrow. Okay? You may borrow some money. 2 K's, borrow. All right? Now, if you've watched some previous videos, we also have lend. Okay? If I'm going to lend you money, lend. The sign goes out. So borrow back to me, lend to you. If it goes to a third person, I lend to them or I borrow from them. It's one of those directional signs. I'll tell you what, I'll do a link to it in the video. You'll see a card up here. So on a directional sign, lend, borrow, and then lend or borrow from this other third person, okay? How about a contract? So for some of those bigger transactions, homes, cars, other kinds of things like that, you're gonna sign a contract. Take again, you see the same piece of paper here, right? This hand, 4 fingers together, thumb outstretched, right? A contract is once, twice. You're taking 2 fingers together and you're signing it, okay? A contract. Okay, twice. Now, if you're just going to sign the document once, you'd say, oh, would you sign right here? Did you catch that? So if you're asking the individual to sign a document, would you please sign? Two fingers together right there on that signature page. Twice is a contract. Twice is a contract, okay? Excuse me, we have money. Money. You see that same hand, four fingers together, thumb outstretched. Four fingers together, my thumb, excuse me, money, money, okay? Now here's one you're gonna use, I think, quite a lot, okay? Which you're taking an A hand like this, which. So if you're talking about color, if you're talking about style or model, you're gonna say, hey, which one do you like? Which one do you like? I'm taking my middle finger and my thumb and I'm pulling it off my chest, okay? Which one do you like? Which, you'll use that a lot, which, okay? So here, there's some cash transaction ones. Let's now move on to some actual signs for products, all right? Okay, let's start with the first item we're gonna purchase, and that's a car. Okay, so you're in the car business, you sell cars, and a deaf person is gonna come walk on the lot. Now what? What do you do? All right? They might say to you, no, I'm just looking. Okay? This doesn't mean to look or to see. I'm just looking. I'm browsing. Okay? V hand, both like this. Look, I'm just looking. Now, as the salesperson, you might say, hey, look, that's fine. All five fingers, the thumb off the chest. Fine. Fine. Okay? Here's the sign for help. I'm back to this flat hand again. With my thumb outstretched. Help. Okay? Help. All right? So you might say, oh, hang on. I'm just looking. And you might say, hey, that's fine. Let me know if I can help. Did you catch all that? I'm taking these hands here with my thumb outstretched. Let me, okay, you're the one who's talking. Let me know if I can help. There you go. That's going to start you off on the best foot, and that you're at least trying to communicate. Okay? So we had just looking, fine, and let me know if I can help. There's the sign for help. Now, one of the initial things that people are looking for is what color? Okay? Color. Color. You're taking these hands here and you're waving them right here in front of your mouth. Okay? You might just shrug your shoulders, universal sign for what or help or whatever. Okay? Which color? Which color? Okay? And you can look at one of our earlier videos about the different signs for colors. Okay? They might ask you, hey, do you have a 4x4? Four-wheel drive. 4. Now watch what I'm going to do here with my hands. By 4. 4x4. 4x4. Four-wheel drive. Okay? Now for most vehicles today, we've gone from four-wheel drive, unless you're in the truck business, into SUVs. This is simple. SUV. Okay? Oh, I want to see an SUV or a 4x4. That's really fast, isn't it? 4x4. But you're moving by in between intentionally pretty quickly. 4x4. All right? Now, you might ask them, hey, do you want to drive it? Okay? And test it. To drive, imagine you're in a steering wheel and do a little semicircle like that. Okay? Do you want to drive it? Okay? As a test. 2 index fingers like this and they curl down like that. Test. Okay? You're asking, do you want to test drive it? Now you may ask for, hey, I need to see your driver's, back to that steering wheel, license, 2 L's, license. Okay? Most car dealerships are going to require a driver's license before the individual can test drive the vehicle. So there you go. All right? Do you want to test drive it? I need your driver's license. Okay? Now things have moved pretty well. Now they're talking about financing. You may talk about, do you need a loan to borrow? Okay? Borrow. We have these 2 Ks. We talked about this earlier. A loan. Now they may ask you, what's the interest rate? Imagine seeing the symbol for percent? Okay? He may say, what's the interest rate? Interest. Okay, what percentage is the interest rate? All right? Now here's the famous line for both of us who are selling cars and those of us who have bought cars before. You might say, hey, wait a minute. I need to go meet my manager. Okay? This is you. This is the manager. I'm going to go meet my manager. Imagine the reins of a horse. You're pulling that back. A manager. Oh, hang on. I'm going to go meet my manager. What you're really saying is, let me go talk to my manager, see if I can get you a better deal. Right? All of us have seen that one, perhaps in times past. Now, you're through it all. You've got price. You've got options. You've got features. Now you need to sign that contract. Did you see that sign earlier? Sign right here. Okay. Oh, would you please sign? And you're going to hand them that paperwork. Okay. Sign. So there's a few signs for a better car selling experience. Okay. Let's do the next one. You're the real estate business. All right. You're a real estate agent. Somebody comes to you to be looking at a house. What are some of the signs that you might use and that you might see from a deaf person looking to buy a house? Let's do house. House. Just think of the outline of a house. It comes down from the peak of the roof, sidewalls. House. House. You may have a kitchen. Hopefully you've got a kitchen. Okay. You're going to see two different signs for it. All right. Either one's fine. It depends on the individual. All right. I'm back to this flat hand with the thumb sticking out. Some will take a K like this and flip it over. Kitchen. Imagine you're flipping something over. Kitchen. Kitchen. Okay. Does it have a kitchen? Of course it does. Okay. Other folks will sign it just like that other way. To cook. All right. To cook. So kitchen and cook. Where's the kitchen? Where's the kitchen? Then you can show them a great, glorious, newly remodeled kitchen. All right. How about a garage? All right. Does it have a garage? Imagine this car, two fingers out, thumb outstretched like this, and it just pulls into this roof. Okay. Garage. Does it have a one-car garage? You with me? Or a two-car garage? Do you see that? One car or a two-car garage. All right, there's garage. How about basement? Okay, flat hand again, my thumb outstretched, a basement. This is the basement. Does the house have a basement? Okay, a basement. Okay, a great question that any good person is going to ask you, okay? Schools, are they good? School, this is the sign for school. Imagine you're clapping your hands, okay? School, okay? Are the schools good? Are the schools good? They might ask about the road out in front. Is there much traffic? You're taking two hands, imagine the letter number 5, and you're moving them back and forth like this. Okay, that's traffic. They might ask, hey, is there a lot of traffic? Traffic. Okay, how about in the backyard? Is there grass? Grass. You're going to take that 5 hand again, but this time you're going to curl up those fingers. Grass. Grass. They might ask, hey, where's the grocery store? This is a sign for store. Okay, you're taking your one hand like this, thumb, store, store. This is the sign for food. This is, where's the grocery store? Okay, store, food, where is the grocery store? They might ask, house, how old? How old is the house? Or they may sound like this. When was it built? When, 2 index fingers, when built. This is building the house. When was it built? They're trying to get the original year built of the house. All right? Talk about paint colors. Paint. Paint. Hand is flat like this. This hand you can see the brush. Okay? You're gently painting that wall. Paint. All right? And you might ask, what color? Color. Okay? Color. And there's a whole group of colors, right? Especially in today's world of HGTV and remodeling, lots of colors. All right? They might say, hey, does it have an air conditioning unit? AC. There's not another sign for it. Boom. AC. Okay, hey, where's the AC? Air conditioning unit. Okay? Now, if you get to the point where, you know what, they love the house, they love the layout, the 2-car garage, when it was built, the grocery store, the school, everything, now it's time to talk financing. Okay, we talked before about borrow. Okay, this is a sign for borrow. We talked about interest rates. Okay, you can see the symbol for percentages, right? Interest, right? Here's a new one for you. You might ask, 2 thumbs like this. This is a down payment or a deposit. Okay, so they might ask, how much would the down payment be? Right, so what's the monthly? See this? Index finger up. This index finger goes for the sign for a month. How much is the monthly payment? The monthly payment. Okay, so you had the down payment or deposit, the monthly payment, and what was the interest rate? Okay, so those are some of the introductory signs, okay, if they're going to be buying a house. And again, like any good salesperson, right, you're going to smile and be friendly. You'll be using notes back and forth, some of these signs that you might learn. But the most important thing is clear, right, concise communication so they clearly understand what they're buying. All right, let's try one more category. Okay, so we had one of our subscribers who happened to be a wedding stylist who was watching a video that we did before on signs for a wedding. And she said, hey, can you help me do a better job of working with my client as I get her ready for the wedding? So this one's for you, okay? So let's begin. Wedding, all right? Wedding. Wedding. Can you see my hand? This hand in this shape is going to come right into this hand. Wedding. Wedding. Now, one of the biggest things about the wedding is what? The dress. The dress. Okay, I'm taking both 5s like this, down from the chest, down toward the skirt. Okay, the dress. Now, what are some of the aspects of that dress, the wedding dress? Okay, you've got color, right? Does she want long sleeves or short sleeves? Did you catch that? Long sleeves, you're getting the sleeve length, you're demonstrating that with this hand here, long sleeves or short sleeves. Okay, those will be a little tougher to see on this video here, but how about the skirt? You're going to sign like this and you're going to, at the knees, or show it that you're going to push it the rest of the way down. So if you were standing up, you would take this hand like this and just imagine cutting, okay, at the thigh, at the knees, or farther down. That gives you the length of the dress, okay, the hem length, all right? Now, you might have to make some alterations to the dress. So to sew. So here's the fabric, here's the needle and thread to sew. The sew, the seam, the hem, right, whatever it might be, right, the alterations. The alterations will be ready, 2 R's, ready, and you're going to say next week, next month, whatever. Here we go. Ready? Here's a calendar. 1, next week. 2 weeks. 3 weeks. Do you see what I'm doing there? Imagine this calendar, and the week, the number is coming around and behind next week. In 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, okay, that's what's going to be in weeks. How about months? Next month. Next month, okay? Next month. Now, the next thing after dress that's super important is the flowers. The flowers. Imagine smelling that rose, the great, beautiful bouquet of the rose, okay, or whatever the flowers might be. Flowers. The flowers. Now, you want to make some points as a stylist. We need to figure out colors here, okay? So the colors, we're back to colors again. Do you see how those fingers are right in front of my mouth? Okay. Do those colors match? The sign is agree. Okay. Do those colors agree with the flowers, with the dress, right? With the decorations? Did you catch all those? Okay. Flowers, dress, decorations. And again, as a consultant, right, as a wedding stylist, here's one of the very first things you can do, okay? can I see the colors? Right? Now you're going to be really helping at this critical, wonderful time for the new-to-be bride. Okay? Can I see your colors? Got it? And then do the colors agree with the dress, the flowers, the decorations, right? And by the way, oh, those colors, man, they really match or agree with your eyes. Okay, that is a beautiful 5-hand like this. I'm grabbing and out. Give me a side view. Beautiful. Okay, oh, that dress is beautiful. That dress is wonderful. So that was really pretty fast. I want to rehash a couple things here, right? We had wedding. Okay, wedding. We have dress. Okay, the flowers, color, and I just think color is probably the most critical thing you can figure out here in a consulting role. Okay, does the dress color match, agree with the flowers, with the decoration, but it agrees with your eyes? Okay? So I hope that helps a little bit. Just a few signs for that subscriber out there who's a stylist. I appreciate you asking. And hopefully you're creating beautiful wedding dresses. And more importantly, a beautiful experience. Imagine a wizened, bearded, aged person, right? That's what experience is here. But here's another one you might just do. A beautiful memory. This is to look back, right? 2 hands like this, memory. That's one of the things you're doing, right? You're creating a beautiful memory. Anyway, here are a few signs if you're selling to a deaf person. I hope they help. If you're in a different situation that you'd like some specific signs for, just let me know in the comments and we'll create another video for you. Thanks.